Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Mandibles for our next episode, which I believe, let me just move my one book to see my other book, episode 5. So last episode, I think, was the... Well, we've been in Milkmoslau for a while, so we'll probably change that up a little bit if we can, but I think what we ran into was the... Yeah, the Cretoribus. God, I swear, you gotta be a Latin expert to be able to say these properly on first look. And even growing up with dinosaur documentaries and dinosaur books, there are still ones that are going to throw you for a loop. Like, Holcorobius is one. And actually, I think this is supposed to be Jacalopterus, or Yakalopter? I don't know if that's actually supposed to be like Jaeger, G-A for... Anyway, getting off topic. We've been in this slough for a while, we've hunted a number of species, and it looks like we actually have access to, ooh, a new weapon, although I have to say, the firepower is pretty tiny, oh, very tiny on it. Modified by the Heckler & Koch HK417A2-20. Let's not try anything special, let's just read what's here. This version of the HK417 battle rifle was modified by Dino Hunt, enjoying the full size of the sniper model with the increased fire rate of the assaulter. While powerful, its modifications come with cross accuracy. Yeah, about that. Can't really keep it up unless I move. Okay. The firepower looks like it's weaker than the pistol. So, that's interesting. Another thing, too, was the comments were saying that the weapons don't exactly get better as you go along, so I guess maybe they just kind of change up in... Actually, they say that, but you get a freaking anti-material rifle. I'm sorry, a minigun? And a railgun. Oh! Okay, I've heard of overkill, but that firepower looks too fun to not eventually try using. Look at... If that's a 4 is the maximum if you consider this grid system, that has to be like a freaking 8. Look at that! That is ridiculous! And I think we're going to have to eventually get to the railgun, but anyway, let's look at what we got. So we have the pistol, the double-barrel rifle, or the anti-tank rifle. I think, you know what, maybe we won't try that, so that way... Oh, I'm really trying to figure out. I think maybe what we'll do is go for the Mauser, and the double ammo, and maybe... Okay, yeah, we're going to be a little shy of points for this, eh? Is it time to return? Maybe it's time to return to the Gates of Dawn, so that way we can try going after a Pulmonoscorpius or two. Just try to get a bit of points up, and another thing they said was that, in the comments, was that the dawn, day, and night don't have any effect on anything for the animals, but I don't know, I felt like... Well, then again, sometimes it wasn't, so maybe we will just try a day. It's hard to say, so we'll probably just try day, and I don't think we'll turn the tranquilizers on, just because it might be a little hard to tell how many shots it takes for some of these bugs to go down. So we'll probably just stick with this, everything's looking good, and we'll just make this a little bit of a farming episode, and the next one we'll try this Fluvius Viterum. God, I really got to take a little bit more time just to read and try to pronounce, but anyway, let's hop into hunt. Okay, so we're all loaded up here, and I've heard a little bit of... Oh, probably just the Diplocaulus I've been hearing going around. And the Hylonomus, and... Oh, another one that's going to get me on the name. Archmolacris. Archmolacris. I'm going to have to look up some of these names to know the proper pronunciation, but anyway, we're back in the Gates of Dawn, and it does seem like it will always spawn you in this sort of deserty area. So I do want to try finding the actual gate of sorts. I think it's on the map, if we do look closely, it's that little fissure just directly south of where we are. We're going to head straight towards. Just because I don't think there's actually too much in the desert that you really do find to hunt. There's not exactly a lot of features on the map to kind of say it's going to be worth it either. The one things that I always did when I was on the map was I actually just tried to climb out the mountains, but we're going to try actually using the... Well, we'll see if we can actually use the gate this time. I don't know if we'll be able to, just because of how steep looking it is. But I am eager to see Not just more of the bugs, but more of the maps. Because one of the maps later into the game is supposed to be a very gorgeous one that, if I, basically from my liking of the Slough and the Gates of Dawn right now already, it's supposed to be a real jaw-dropper. Okay, okay, so it does look like we can go through here. It's just how the game kind of handles rendering the distant terrain. So you actually do go through the proper gate once you get close enough to it. That's good to know. Oh, just ambient noise. Okay, so we'll just ease our way through this, and we'll be into the new area in just a moment. Well, I say new area, but into the proper map. Well, not really proper map, but more true hunting grounds where you would expect to find our quarries. I know we are looking for Pulmonoscorpius, so it's probably something that would stand out pretty... Well, then again, everything stands out pretty easily with the size of it on the terrain, but we'll just keep our eyes open, peeled, look around. But yeah, I have to say, I wasn't sure if I would do Mandibles because it was more giant insects for what you hunt, but I'm very glad I did check it out. The weapon variety right off the bat, well, it is mostly rifles, so maybe that's a bit biased, and that's what I think the best hunting firearm is. But it has good weapon variety, the point system makes a lot of sense, and it doesn't feel like it's super exaggerated for the amount of points you might need for things. Like, I know Triassic, some of the things like the bonus animal taking the full 1,000 points, and just some of the weapons also taking as much as they did, that I think would slowly kind of... It could lead you to burnout if you have to try to farm them, not at your own pace, but trying to meet a deadline for a video, so that's why the bonus animal will be a bonus video eventually I'll get around to. I definitely want to keep track of it, but I don't want to have it something where I'm feeling like I'm forcing myself to kind of slog through the grind fest that could be, so I'll take that on my own pacing, slowly work that up, and eventually that will come out. If there is more comments hoping for it sooner or that, I'll start stepping up how I work, but for now I'm just going to kind of return to just doing regular stuff for the channel. And speaking of that, actually this will probably go up before a few of some of my other commentary stuff, like I'm revisiting Raft for... Actually, yeah, I will already have revisited Raft, because that'll probably be yesterday's upload, but one of the things that, as I'm starting to look and figure out what series I wanted to do on the channel and what would grow it, I kind of forgot why I started the channel in a way. Like, I didn't exactly do this looking to make a big channel and keep track of subscribers and watch numbers as closely as other people do and use it like measure success, growth, etc. But I feel like because of the year I spent on, I kind of slipped into that mindset a little bit, and I feel like it's taken a little bit away from me and my just what I want to do on the channel. So I am probably going to be trying to step back and not bring up this channel's status as much as just exploring and having fun in the games. Because that's something where every once in a while I don't think it's bad. Like, once you get a community and you have people who are kind of frequent subscribers and commenters that you engage with and they just like keeping in touch with you, I think that's a good little way of just, well, basically keeping in touch. But until that point... Oh. Is that one we have? That is one we have. So we will try going for the Eoprotura next. It's actually one that we've been trying to get for a while now, but we just have not had success with it that we've wanted. And we'll try calling it in, because... And again, another comment. I do admit that's a creepy-ish noise, but anyway, we're going to try... using a little bit of information the comments gave us, was that all 3D objects in the game supposedly can kind of act like line of sight blockers for the animals you might be hunting. Let me just try another call. Yeah, it should be just somewhere over the hill there, but I don't know if I want to start leaving for it. Oh, it's coming up, so it must be just coming... Okay, there it is. Yeah, I don't know how this one will move. I don't know if he'll just kind of crawl around on the ground like the giant rhinoceros beetles, or... Yeah, they'd be rhino beetles. the stag beetles are basically like deer horns in a way where they're more horizontal and curve around, whereas the rhino beetle is the more vertical rhino-like horns. Doesn't want to come over to us, eh? Okay, well maybe we'll get the gun ready and just kind of ease our way over slowly. That way we can kind of get a bit closer, keep trying to call it in, not that I think it'll really come, given the lack of success so far. Yeah, I don't really see anything else around us, so that's good. I think we can kind of more tunnel vision ourselves onto focusing on this one, if it ever kind of shows itself again. Which I don't think it is. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go chasing it if we can. So we'll just kind of try sneaking slowly, cover to cover, and eventually get our way over to try and take it on. But I have really enjoyed being able to talk with you guys through the comments and having feedback left on videos, tips, tricks, stuff like that. That's one of the things that I wanted to make sure the channel... Well, this is a little different than how the channel's status is doing, but more just the channel in general and how I want to run it, is that I want to keep it feeling like an open line where it's not just you're leaving a comment on a video and you don't know if people actually see it or take the advice from it. Where is it? Because I don't think it went running off from us. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, it's still a ways out, and it's kind of hard to see with it blending in as it does there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll stop moving once it's moving. And if we can just get back... Okay, I think now that we're behind the terrain, we can kind of sneak a little closer this way. Because I want to keep an open line so that way it feels like your feedback is also seen, taken in, and actually you have an engagement back with you guys. That's one of the big things that I think helps really build a community and also have people kind of focus and stick around. Like, not only that your comments are being read, but they're also being taken in and feedback shown to it. And that's actually, Dino System is a good series. That's a really prime example of that, where we've had tips, tricks, ideas about directions to take. A lot of good interaction between myself and you guys, and I very, very much appreciate all of the comments and information that you've been able to provide through it. There are some videos and some people who do videos on YouTube that they can feel a little frustrating because of simple stuff that isn't really taken into account. Do we send it running? Or is it just behind more terrain that we can't see? And I don't even know if the crouch effect really I shouldn't say crouch effect, but if crouching actually does have an effect on how they can pick you up. But it was just around here, I thought. I think that's just the ambient one there making noise. So we may have accidentally spooked it off. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe we did send it off a little bit. How far off is it? Actually, that might not be bad to try getting the shots off. Okay, there's a couple. I just hear that ambient one making a little bit of noise around us, so... Okay, that's going up to an area that's going to be very easy to keep track of it from, at least, so that'll be good. And it is one that just crawls around the ground. The Macrolcana is one that'll probably be a very hard insect if you do spook to land your shots on because of how it kind of hops like a cricket. I have a feeling this one, with it going up where it is, it's just going to be a matter of good accuracy, so we may even just use the pistol to try finishing it off. So we just gotta kind of hop and hike our way slowly up. We should see it relatively easily. It'll just be once we get into a nice line with the horizon, I suppose. Yeah, here, we're up on the peak, so we should be able to see it just somewhere down this way now. Yeah, it may even be down over this next little valley. But as much as we are already back, or we were already out of the desert, we're right back to it, so... I think I do hear it, so I think it's just on the other side of the ridge there. Yeah, I definitely hear it pretty well, I shouldn't say pretty close, but I am keeping a good audible cue on where its position is, so I think it is just... Well, there we go. We can see those little... There we go. And Eoprotura taken down. So we'll just kind of go down to investigate it a bit. That's it. Oh, well, see if we can't... let's see. Run mode on, just hold this jump. It looks like because of where we got him, it won't be so easy to investigate it, but interesting creature. Not entirely sure. I don't think the texture is too warped or too stretched on it, but the model does make me wonder exactly how it is for, like, looks in a way. Almost looks like something, say, like a grub in a way, but... Okay, so we got the first animal of our hunt. Now we just need to find some more. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to try scaling the mountain a bit. So where are we? Ooh, we're actually at the very outskirts of the desert now. I'm hoping if we keep run mode on and just hold jump, we'll be able to find a place to... There we go. Well, sort of working. If you got a degree from Skyrim about climbing mountains with your horse, you'll probably be able to climb mountains here in Carnivores or any of the Carnivores mods. So there we go. We are back up proper. We've got the heavy hitter out. And we'll return to see what else we can find. And this actually may work out because the wind is now blowing back. Or, well, we're now downwind. So I don't think anything should really be able to pick us up too easily by scent. It's just going to be us bumbling around and walking that they'll probably pick us up by sight. So we finally got ourselves a Eoprotura. It took 5 episodes to do, but we finally got the first 3 basic animals, at least one hunted. So that's a nice little change. I shouldn't say change, but a little goal met. So now we can focus on some of the more new creatures that we're unlocking. And the next one is probably going to be a pretty dangerous one to hunt down. The Pulmonoscorpius. Now, if you've ever played, I think Ark uses it, and I don't know if it's used in anything else. It's kind of, I think, your main sort of staple giant scorpion that's always used for... Oh, there's another Eoprotura this way. So maybe we'll try getting a second one. We do need to reload the rifle soon, so that way we probably want to do it when we're not being chased down by something. Well, actually, I don't know if it's because we're so close or it's that big, but looks like we have a larger target this time around. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's reloaded. And we'll probably use our pistol again to take it out, because the pistol was pretty good at landing shots. It seems like the higher the caliber, the more spread the weapons may have, and I actually don't know if I even got a hit off with the rifle, too. It's one of the things I still question whether it is necessary or not to include, is a bit of weapon spread. Or shot variation, accuracy, etc. Things like shotguns I can really see, maybe machine guns or SMGs, yes, but rifles feel like the one that are supposed to have more dedicated precision, more accuracy to them, so hard to say, but as we probably go further along, we'll get to see what the changes are. It could be that, Oh, that looks like a giant mackerel con. It'd be 2.5 tons. I think that is a very large one. We may see if we can even try getting it. Just because we are trying to get whatever points we can, and granted, it's hard to say if the size actually warrants... I don't think the size has a change on how much health they may have or how many shots they can take, so... I'll just keep trying to make our way closer. And see if we can get any shots that kind of present themselves for us. Nope. Sent off the Diplocaulus. I do like those little guys just kind of running around and doing their thing. It's a nice little touch of ambience. Okay, so we got the anti-tank rifle at the ready, the Mauser. And just up over the next one. Should not be much further now. I also do, depending on how close we get, want to stand up. So that way if it does try coming at us, the best way to dodge is to kind of hold the one direction key to step left or right. It's really in the trees though, and I don't know how... if the trees would act as kind of a blocker for the bullets or not. But it's not hopping away, so I don't think it's actually been spooked. It doesn't know we're here yet. Yeah, it does look like it's just massive, though, doesn't it? Okay, where's it going? Off that way. So, you know what? We'll keep focusing on him, because I don't really think... Actually, I should check and see if there's even a blood spot or not. That's the hardest thing, is when you're using iron sights, and you're trying to... Yeah, I don't even see anywhere, like, blood on the ground. I don't think we hit with it. Every game seems to be a problem with that. Is that the spread can be so varying sometimes that it does feel like a system you're fighting more than actual inclusion. Like, it may even be worth it if I just load up a map and use a few rounds just to see if it's consistently hitting the same spot. Oh, there's another Eoprotura, though. I don't... Oh, and another one over there. 0.75 or 0.6. I guess we'll try going for the larger one, because that makes it a larger target, but... Maybe next episode what I'll do is... First map we go on to, I'll just take a few shots and see if it has a consistent spot where it actually seems to hit at. Because that kind of reminds me of, was it the Spas? I think that was it, where it almost seemed like it was a fixed spread pattern. Where it wasn't actually... The iron sights would help you, but if you kind of learned where the spread was focused or clustered around, that would have helped you more. What's that beside it? Oh, okay, that's just the giant snail. I can't even tell if... Okay, well, we at least got one or two of those to hit, but... Yeah, I'm going to have to look and see what the spread pattern is and where it's exactly going, because it felt like a number of those should have actually been hits. Like, I think that was 4 shots, maybe? 4 or 3, and it seemed like 2 completely missed. Either that or they are just very tough bugs to take down, but I don't know if they always were. But we'll let our trophy get taken away. Oh, it actually looks like the snail will retreat into its shell too, so that's a nice little detail that they added. Okay, but I think that is good, and we can end this episode of Mandibles right here. So let's get a little nice vista to view. I suppose something like this. I like a little seaside look, was pretty good. So thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Mandibles. We are going to just take a moment to learn the spread of the Mauser a little bit on the next episode, and try out the new map. Hopefully. I don't know if we have the points or not, but we'll find... Oh, excuse me. Just water and I have issues like that, jeez. But anyway, next map, next video, new map, learning the Mauser a little more, and seeing what else we have in store for us in Mandibles. But until next time, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.